Well, the trade war between the world's two largest economies continues to escalate, halting much of the commerce between Beijing and Washington and fueling fears of a global recession. Our correspondent Li Jianhua is following the story. Well, strong statements regarding the US tariffs coming out of China.
Yeah, you're right, Jamie, strong statements. And also there is a lot of noise when it comes to the trade talks between China and the US. As Nick just said, it's quite a mystery. And so over the past days, it seems to be like Trump has been saying, no, we have been talking to China, but Beijing has been saying, no, that is not true, it's fake news. And Beijing said Washington should just stop misleading the public. The latest comments from the China's foreign ministry addresses reports that China is considering to exempt some of the imports from the United States from its 125% tariffs. And the spokesperson of the foreign ministry said he was not aware of that.
China and the United States have not held any consultations or negotiations on tariffs, and the United States should not mislead the public.
Well, Jamie, in the Time magazine interview, it was released today, but the interview was done on Tuesday, so the message actually is not new. Trump said that Beijing and Washington have been talking, and there could be deals in about 3 to 4 weeks' time, but it's late night in Beijing at this point. The Chinese embassy in the United States released a statement saying that that is not true. China is not in consultational negotiations with the United States, and the US should stop confusing the public at this point. We know it's almost 100 days into Donald Trump's second presidency, and Trump is under a lot of pressure as a dozen states have filed lawsuits against him, saying that his tariff policy is illegal. And US Treasury Secretary Scott Bessent, who has been a hardliner and China, has been softening his tone on China, saying that high tariffs are not sustainable. And also he dismissed reports saying that the United States might lower the tariffs on China unilaterally. But at this point, from the perspective of China, Beijing has been saying there is no direct engagement between the two. China has been saying if the US wants to strike a deal with China, it has to respect China and treat the country on an equal basis.
Jianhua, thank you. Our correspondent Li Jianhua.